Real G's TV, what's happening? What's happening? Real G TV in here. Real G TV Detroit up in here. Realest G in Detroit. Ain't no debate. But what up, though, to all my Detroit G's? But I'm the G's of the G's. Don't you ever forget it. I just wanted to come on here real quick and let y'all know. Real G's use these. No, that ain't what I got on here for. R.I.P. Napoleon. Not Napoleon. I'm sorry, Napoleon. R.I.P. Young Noble. From the Outlaws. You know, the word is he did himself in at the age of 47. You know, when somebody take their life, you know, I really don't have no respect for that. But he gone, so I'm gonna tell him to rest in peace. But when you take your own life, it's like that's the choice you chose. Who can be sad about that? Why would you be sad about that? That's what he wanted to do if that's what he did. You feel me? I mean, he just did a diss song about Nas. Now, I ain't no conspiracy theorist, but if I was, I'd say I smell something that smell fishy. But I ain't gonna say that. I don't know what Young Noble was out there doing in these streets. I don't know what he was going through mentally. You know, like they say, cliche, mental illness is real. Well, it is. But I don't know either way. Was he, what was he going through? I mean, it had to be something mental if he did that to himself. Even if somebody was on him and he felt like he needed to do that to himself so somebody wouldn't get to him and do it first, it's still something mentally wrong up there if that's the case. Because you're going to have to come get me. I ain't going to dome myself because you own me or because you say you going to do whatever you going to do. So, you know, I don't know. Like I said, I ain't no conspiracy theorist. I don't know what happened. I just heard they said he domed himself. But some conspiracies do be making sense sometimes. I don't know which ones. I have to pick and choose. Just put them in my face and I'll tell you if it feel real or not. But I don't know. But nevertheless, R.I.P. Napoleon. I mean, Napoleon? No. Excuse me, Napoleon. Young Noble, man. You know, he did some songs, and I know the words word from word with the 2PAC songs that he did, the Outlaw album that he did with the Outlaws, and 2PAC and the Outlaws. You know, he got some legendary verses. He got some good verses with 2PAC, man, and the Outlaws. Can't take that away from him. I listen to it all the time. You know, on the app, on the app, Pandora. I be listening to it. So yeah, it's a sad situation, man. It's a sad day for rap. It's a sad day for hip hop. It's a sad day for the Outlaws. Condolences to his family, Edie and Castro, the ones that's left. You know, RIP to all the rest of the Outlaws that's not here, and RIP to him. You know, like I said, he just did a diss song to Nas, and you can go look that up. I ain't really like it because he wasn't really talking about nothing. He waited 30 years to diss Nas, 25 years to diss Nas. I don't know what got in him. I don't know what him and Nas, you know, was going through. But Nas didn't say nothing back. You know, and the diss was semi It wasn't nothing. You didn't hear it, so go look it up and go play it. The diss song that he did for Nas. It was last year. I think it was last year. What? It was recent. So yeah, go check that out. Um, it's bad, man. I know I got a homeboy that domed himself. One of my brother's closest friends. You know, he was cool with all of us, but he was my brother's closest friend, and he did that to himself. He had a situation where he was dealing with a female, and he was dealing with a female at her house. I mean, not at her house. He was at home, and this guy he done got shot up with AKs and everything before, and he survived it. And a couple times he didn't got shot. And niggas been robbing him and shit because he was in, you know, selling that work and shit, shiny, flashy as hell. So he in the house with his girl, or one girl, and his main girl come over to the crib. He in there, he on pills because he didn't got, you know, he on perks and all this shit before niggas was even on that shit. This is 2014. Niggas here wasn't on it in Detroit. But he was on it because he got shot and he was in pain and all that type of shit. So he was on, probably not perks, he probably was on 30s or something. I don't know. He was on something. But anyway, girl come over, his main girl, why he got a girl in the house late at night, 11:30, 12, something like that. She knocking on the door, he ain't letting her in, but she see the car in the driveway, so she go to scratching up the car and all this little crazy shit. He end up going out there, he got the mag on him. He go out there, he tell the girl get the fuck away from his car or whatever, she ain't moving. He tell her to get the fuck away from his car. She in her car, she about to bag out. He in her doorway of the car with his pistol in his hand, and she saying, you know, he ain't getting out the way. She trying to move, she trying to bag out. So she bumped him with the door, I guess, and damn near knocked him over because he crippled in his leg, one of his legs. He halfway can walk, but he limping. You know them limping walk. Nigga got shot with the chopper, so you know. So he got hit with the door, boom. Bumped him over almost a little bit, so he get mad. Bam! He let a shot off at her and hit her. She fall out the car and fall on the ground. He say, what you gonna tell the police? The police on their way. You hear the sirens coming because the neighbors done called because there's a lot of shit going on outside. Neighbors done called. This in the suburb. So he hit her one time. Boom. She fall on the ground. She screaming, oh, you done shot me. You done shot me. And he like, look what you made me do to you. Look what you made me do to you. What you gonna tell the police? What you gonna tell the police? She say, I'm gonna tell them you shot me. He give her another two. Blam, blam. That ain't the right shit to say. He walked off and walked away, walking up the driveway while she sitting on the ground bleeding after he done just hit her 2-3 times. He walked away, he got the pistol in his hand, he walking up the driveway, police pull up real fast, they jump out the whip, drop the gun or whatever. Now mind you, this nigga done been in jail, shit, he done did 5-piece, 3-piece, some shit like that. He done did a couple bids in jail, in prison. So he felt like he wasn't going back, obviously, this was they saying, this was the word was. So he was walking up the driveway, they jump out, freeze, put you know, drop the weapon or whatever. He just raised it up to his head and blam himself, blam, and go out. He ain't want to go back to prison, but again, I'm not doing that. We're gonna have to fight this. You're gonna take me to jail, and I'm gonna say, look, hey, the neighbors was over here, she was on that bullshit, and you know, shit went haywire. You know what I mean? Hey, she came over here scratching up my cars and doing this and doing that. You know, there wasn't no excuse to shoot her. Of course, I wouldn't have did no shit like that, but I would have had to come up with something. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have just killed myself like that. That's not the end all be all. Kill yourself. Not, man. He had a daughter. She wasn't but about 4 or 5 years old. He had a son. It was about 11, 12, I don't know. He was doing good in life, man. He ain't had no reason to do that. He had his own crib. He had it plushed out. He had a nice whip. He had a Jaguar. You know, he was living good. He was living by himself. He had when females coming over to see him, and he was bachelor. He had a bachelor pad, man. And I say them pills because I said that to say that maybe that shit took effect on his mind mentally. You know what I mean? Just, all that killing yourself, that's just too much. So, like I said, I don't really have no respect for somebody that's gonna take their own life because they don't have no respect for their own self. So I'm gonna respect that. I really can't do it, I got compassion for humanity, you know what I mean? I don't want to see nobody dead and all that, but you take your own self out. That's what you want to do. How somebody gonna stop you? Can't nobody stop you. They can't stop you. If that's what you want to do, it's unstoppable. You're gonna do that. So, we ain't gonna cry over spilled milk. We can't do that. All I can say is, R.I.P. Young Noble. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe we'll get some more details about it. Later on we'll find out more details, and then I'll come back and chop it up with y'all and let y'all know what's going on with that. But subscribe to my channel, man. Hit the like button. You can share this video if you want to. I wouldn't be mad at you. I wouldn't be mad if you like it. And if you watched it this long, I really appreciate you, because you got to the part where I said hit the like button, because I ain't said it all video long. But hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, help me get to 1,000 subscribers. I would really appreciate that. Then I could go live on some real deal Holyfield. And yeah, help me get my channel cracking. Real G's use these. Put the guns down. Don't go out like that. Everything ain't for the gun. Sometimes you might have to use these. Ain't no guns in jail, nigga. When you go to jail or prison, they ain't there. So learn how to use these, or teach your kids. If young YNs don't want to listen, then teach your kids, man. At least, that ain't the way, man. Guns is for defending yourself. Always remember that. It's a time for them. It's a time for not them. It's a time for them nots. It's not a time for them. And it's a time for them. Learn when it's a time for them. Because it ain't all day, every day. That's why a lot of y'all be getting in trouble with these guns. Y'all don't know how to pick and choose your battle. You run around with them all day long, and then you get caught because you slipping and police catch you. Now you got a case and you fighting it, and you can't carry a pistol no more. Now, all that, man. Just real G's use these, man. Always remember that, man. Don't ever forget that, man. I'm not telling you to throw away a mag. I'm telling you to use it. To be obedient with it. It's the best way I can tell you. Be obedient with the mag. And learn how to use your hands, because a real man gonna know how to use his hands, period, on everything. That's just that. A real man know how to use his hands, whether it's fighting, fixing on something, changing a tire, cutting the grass, turning a wrench. Real G's use these. Knock a nigga out, all that. Yeah. Real G's TV. Like and subscribe. I'm out.